In this video, I'm going to be working with SQLite in Visual Studio Code. I'm going to start with the database and create a SQL script, and then I'm going to take that SQL script and make the database again. So just some command line kind of stuff and running a script. Okay, so here I have in a folder, there's a sort of a testing database in SQLite called I pronounce it Chinook. I don't know for sure how it's pronounced, but it is a database about songs and albums and customers and playlists and all sorts of things. Okay. Um, and so I am going to use the command line to take this database and create the corresponding SQL script. And first, let me show you the extensions I've got that are related to SQLite. So here I have SQLite, the SQLite extension by Alex CBZZ, and I've got the SQLite 3 editor by YY0931, and those are the two relevant extensions I have in my Visual Studio Code. Okay. So again, I have it open to a folder that has this database, and I'm going to open a terminal. And I open the folder to Chinook 1. So the terminal is open to Chinook 1, and I'm going to enter the command SQLite 3. I'm going to take my database that is in this folder, chinook.db, and I'm going to say quote dot dump quote, and I'm going to direct that into, I'm going to say chinook.sql. So I'm going to make a SQL script and I'm giving it the .sql extension. And there we go. So that was fast. And so here it is. It's create the table if it doesn't exist, albums, and so on. So it's got both the create and the inserts. So it's giving me the table structure and the data. Okay, so that was part one. I'm now going to just go out to, I'm doing this in downloads. I'm going to take that SQL script. I want to do both directions. So I just had the database and create the SQL script. Now what if I have the SQL script? So I'm going to move over to Chinook 2, which is empty. I'm going to put the script there. So now I have a script. I'm going to file, open folder. I have it downloads. This is Chinook 2 now. And in there, I have this SQL script. And I want to make the database. And so I'm going to add a file in this folder. So it doesn't, I'm not sure it knows to make the file. So I'm making the file. Why did I say Chinook with a S? I guess that's because that's the way I pronounce it. But I'm making a database file. All right. But I'm going to make the database file .db, the DB extension, make sure it knows it's a database. I'm putting it in the same folder, but then I am highlighting the SQL. I'm going to go to View, Command Palette. I'm going to find SQLite. I'm going to find things I can do with SQLite because I have a SQL script highlighted. One of them is to run the query. So I'm picking that choice. And then it asks what database I want, and I'm picking the Chinook database in the Chinook 2 folder that I'm working in. And it's running that script. And now let me look. So the script is still highlighted. And let's go over now to the database. And let me have too many things open and it's got a mind of its own. They open up Chinook, and there are the albums, artists, customers. So there are the customers table, some of them with some funny, non-straightforward ASCII characters. So I've got invoices, I've got playlists, and so on. So there we've done the sort of the two directions that I wanted to show you. I started with a database, and from the database, I can make a SQL script, and from a SQL script, I can make the database. So that's what I wanted to show you here. Thanks for your attention.